So a typical day for me usually starts with the usual chaos of managing small children. But I generally arrive at work quite early. My preference is to work early in the morning. I work with finding out what's happened overnight in terms of serious incidents, and I look for incidents that are related to firearms, additional use of force, pursuits. I had an interest in policing when I was at school, but then decided to do a degree in something completely unrelated. I really enjoyed doing my degree, but I got to the end of my 3 years and realised that it really wasn't the career that I was interested in. Northamptonshire police were recruiting at the time, and I'd finished at university here, and I went to speak to a couple of police officers about joining the force, and they really piqued my interest in a job where I could do something different every day. My degree gave me a really single track career, and the idea of being able to go into a really large organisation where I could grow, and knowing how much I'd changed in the 3 years that I'd been at university, I knew that I was going to have an ongoing change in my life. So it really appealed to me that I would be able to do lots and lots and lots of different things across the course of a career. I think it's really challenging to manage a family life with any busy job. I have 3 little boys, and it can be really challenging. The best thing I'd say about shift work is that it really actually can work to support family life. Because my husband works nights, it means that he's quite often more available to do the school runs, and I have lots of support and flexibility in managing working life around 3 small children. I really remember what it did feel like when I first started. I remember catching sight of myself in the uniform in a window and thinking, oh, police officer. And really, I don't think until the day I put it on and I realised that other people saw me suddenly as that uniform, as that source of help, as that source of responsibility. I don't know that even until then the weight of how responsible, how important our job is was actually on me. Some of the jobs that have really stayed with me for good have been really small ones sometimes. I had an old lady who I went to who was being burgled repeatedly in her house and had had so many challenges, and the work that I did got her into a securer place to live and a better accommodation, and I got the loveliest letter from her son to say how much it helped. And it meant more than some of the really big and exciting arrests and some of the big exciting jobs to know that I changed somebody's life, to really make that personal impact. It changed for her. I did something good. I did that. It was, I don't know, it's a really nice type of achievement. But I actually think that the human contact elements of it, making things right for people, making real human connections, really making good things happen for people in bad situations, or providing justice, giving people the right outcome when they've been the victim of crime, actually become more meaningful once you've got used to the fact that actually we tend to do the sort of more exciting stuff rather frequently. And I think actually you search for that human contact more often. There have been times when I've considered there have been barriers, and I have 3 children, and certainly after I had my first son, I came back to work quite quickly and it was fairly manageable. My husband and I had arranged childcare, but when I had my second, I really found it quite hard to come back to work. It wasn't so much being desperate to stay at home, it was just so much more difficult to juggle 2 children as it was to juggle 1. And I started to reflect on whether or not, I should make a change, maybe I should do something different. But actually it was short-lived, and once they start sleeping and you get past that critical phase, actually life felt a lot more positive. And I have 3 children now, so it clearly wasn't enough to make me feel that I couldn't continue having a family. When I joined the police, my family were probably a bit disappointed. There were a couple of points where I think they were quite concerned about me being exposed to risk and about whether I could progress in this service. But I've worked really hard, and I've been able to take up some opportunities, and obviously I've progressed to superintendent, and they are so proud of me and they are so proud of what I've achieved. My children really love my husband and I being police officers. So my husband is a firearms officer, and they are much, much more excited by his job than they are by mine. They quite often ask me how many meetings I did today, rather than, with Daddy's job, it's just a lot more exciting because it's got cars and guns and running around and chasing people. So if you're considering joining the police, go and speak to people or find people, get in touch with Northants Police to ask to speak to police officers who actually do the job. Don't watch In the Line of Duty, it's not terribly accurate. If you're really into a job where you get to do something different every day, if you want what would be a career-long challenge, this is the job for you. This is a great place to be.